Welcome back to Bros Park. We are reviewing season 2, episode 3 of DanDaDan. You're welcome, by yours truly, Jeff, and
as always, joined by me, Colin. And we have looked at DanDaDan before. We looked at season 1, and we also did do a full episode on the first 3 episodes of DanDaDan over on our podcast side called Bros Park. Go check that out. We'll drop a link down below for you to go check that one out.
Yeah, we basically watched the movie, which covered the first 3 episodes, and I'm not gonna lie, rewatching them again is still pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
It still holds up 100%. We're gonna try to focus mainly on episode 3 today, and you know what, I'm happy with that because episode 3 was definitely the most hype out of all 3 episodes.
It picked off right from episode 2 with the fight with Gigi, because we saw them just transform into Evil Eye, and boom, gets into it with him just OKARUN just running across all the buildings on the walls, looking so goddamn badass. Like, animation is so slick, dude.
It's so good, and it opens up with that like purple cross kick against like the soccer ball. Oh man, it's just like, it's one of the best freeze frames of the entire season.
I love how Evil Eye uses Gigi's like soccer skills in his like move set. It's like so like unique and distinct, you know?
100%. And I love how he's also just running around in his tidy whities for the last 2 episodes now.
Well, to be honest, OKARUN's always shirtless and doing his thing, right?
Yeah, but he got like, pants on.
I wonder if like this is like gonna be like an ongoing trend. Whenever Gigi's in a fight, it just somehow his clothes get like eviscerated, and it's always him in his underwear. That'd be so. I would be down for
I
that,
think
you know?
that's what this is gonna be. I think that's the bit that's gonna move forward. Is he's always gonna be down to his tidy whities.
Yeah. And basically, like, our Momo and OKARUN is like has like a hard task in front of them. They have to fight Gigi, Evil Eye, and the Mongolian Death Worm.
Yep.
Like that sucks, man.
Yeah, and they don't even have Turbo Baba because Turbo Baba is stuck in like the worm spit like down at the bottom of the hole for like the entire episode.
Totally forgot about her.
Yeah.
But like basically to beat them, they were like, okay, we need to get this earthworm like out in the sun. So like freaking OKARUN gets 200 IQ and like comes with a multi-stage rocket propelled chair idea with Momo, and like that thing was so funny.
Yeah, I love that in the heat of the moment he was like, goes back to his like nerdy like neat ways of just like, I know science. Boom, multi-stage rocket with my like occult powers and your occult powers combined, we'll be able to get out of here.
Yeah, and it freaking works. And like, you know, it like the crazy thing is it all makes sense in the whole grand scheme of things. Like, even though like this whole shit that they're in is wacky and outlandish, like their solutions like are still grounded in like reality. Well, in their reality. Yeah. But like it actually makes sense. You're like, oh yeah, like from an audience member, you could be like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
There's
like,
no
crazy.
like jumps of logic that you have to like get to. You're just like, oh, these dots are like very connected, which is great.
Like it's crazy how it still makes sense. And then like when Momo is like outside, like you know, in the house now, and she's like trying to make rope. Out of drapes, dude, that shit was hilarious.
And it goes down like about 6 inches into the hole. Like,
man.
I also rewatching it. It's so funny that they're coming up with this multi-stage rocket like we talked about, and then she uses her psychic powers to push off the chair, and she's short the hole like whatever 10 feet, and she freaks out as if she's not gonna make it, and then like something clicks in her head, and she's like, "Oh wait, I have fucking psychic powers," and then latches onto it.
But that still makes sense, right? You're like, oh shit, I didn't make it, and then you kind of like you're like dropping, right? So like you freeze there. You're like, oh shit, what do I do? I'm like, oh okay, I can do this, right?
I guess so.
It still makes sense.
You just used your psychic powers to like be a rocket, and then you forget you have them in the moment. Like, come on, like, what are we doing here?
Kids. They're still kids, man. At the end of the day.
Then this is on Momo's grandmother for sending her without her. Then that's what this is about.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the grandma's powers are useless when you really think
That's true.
about it.
As soon as she's out of the city limits, she's done.
Yeah, exactly. But like, the drapes didn't work, right?
No,
the rope didn't work,
course.
but she was still smart enough to start like a fire, right? Because like her plan was to like, you know, waterlog everything.
Earthworm suicide, as Gigi called it back in the day.
We'll talk about that later because that happened at the end of the episode.
Yeah. But
But when Okarun was fighting Gigi, like it cuts back to that, and like it just still shows him running sideways on walls.
Mhm.
I feel like that's gonna be similar to like what the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle will be like.
okay, yeah,
you
yeah,
really think
I
about
see
it?
what you mean.
Yeah, I was like, dude, hopefully like Demon Slayer's like that, because that was so fucking cool.
Yeah, the running on the side of the walls, and man, the entire animation of just Gigi completely juggling the soccer ball and aiming it at Okarun as he's running through. And finally it comes to the culmination of what, the spirit house, the dark spirit house, is that what he called it?
The
Gigi?
cursed house.
Yes,
Cursed house.
the cursed house. And take it away, Jeffrey. I know this is your favorite attack move that we've seen so far.
Yeah, dude, freaking like he's like, you know what? I ain't got time for this. This fucking worm is poisoning us like a little bitch. So he like makes the cursed house prison.
Yep.
And like the move itself makes sense too, because like what's it called? Like in Evil Eye, the Keto family would always, you know, like bury the houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
With all the kids inside. So like it has all that cursed negative energy. So I'm like, oh, like that's a cool move too.
Yeah.
Like really thematic too.
Yeah, he builds
then,
it
like,
out of the negative feelings, which is sick.
Yeah. And then basically he's like turns into a short range battle because he's like, fuck this speed. I'm gonna just straight dog on Okarun, and which he does too. Like he actually just pummels him to a pulp there, which is pretty fun.
And he's so steady, and it's interesting watching the animation because you can see in the movements from Evil Eye that everything is so steady, even when he's like getting his shit rocked in a second here. But all of his punches, and even when Okarun finally holds up and like grabs Evil Eye's mouth and is just like shivering to basically like stand up to him, Evil Eye's just fine. Like he's stable. There's no movement in his body, nothing.
Yeah, dude, Evil Eye like is just a freaking Giga Chad too. But then like, you know, he did the 3 things that Okarun like hates, you know.
Yep.
Hurt Momo-chan. What's it called? The second one was you violated my friend.
Yep.
And like the third one is you really pissed me off. I'm like, yo, that's so JoJo.
Dude.
And then oh, go on.
That's the classic Okarun being like, oh man, this is so tiresome. Like I don't want to be here anymore. Like you pissed me off, dude. Like come on.
He's like, fuck this. And then he fucking goes like on the offense with his full throttle like jumping squats.
Yeah, he counts
Dude,
to 20 every single time.
Yeah, he did 100 of them. That shit was actually like a JoJo beatdown. Like, you know, like, because like in JoJo they go like and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that was so cool. And like, of course, like in one of those like scenes, we see like a cross shot of Gigi. He's like, oh god, it hurts.
Man, with that, I love that he finally beats him, and they're obviously both taken out of their curse form. Like they're so tired that they can't do it.
Yeah.
And we finally see Turbo Baba stuck down in the bottom, screaming for help, and Okarun goes to help, but obviously not in the cursed form because he's run out.
He's so tired, man.
And
dude,
then
she was so cute with the faces that she made. She's like, help me, help
she's
me.
crying about it, and
but she's still an asshole.
Of
she's like,
course.
Hurry up.
Of course she's got to be an asshole about it. And obviously Okarun couldn't successfully get her out of that spit. Had to fall in, get stuck with her. My question is, they flood the place to get the earthworm out. They're at the bottom. What's happening there?
I don't know. Maybe the water's getting soaked into the walls where the earthworm is. Maybe. I don't know. But like, they're both stuck and they're screaming for Momo for help. I'm like, you guys are so useless.
That's the classic Okarun style, though. He got her out. Yeah. He was useful to be a rocket, you know?
Yeah. But but like going back a little bit briefly into it with the house, I still think it would have been cool instead of the jumping squats. We just see Okarun like freaking like bouncing off the walls and floor and roof of the house and just like going for like attacks at the same time. I think that would have been cool, like full on Sonic mode, you know?
See, I was envisioning him using Gigi or like Evil, I guess, in this situation as like the soccer ball. Like he kicks him, and because the house is so contained, now Okarun gets to like kick Gigi around the house as if he's a soccer ball.
Cool.
So
that's
what
like
I was
it's happening
thinking.
like in like high speed too. That would have been so sick.
Exactly.
Yeah, But thankfully, Momo's like arson technique actually works, and like firefighters come to put out the fire, but then like the police is like, you set this house on fire, didn't you?
And she's like,
yes,
but let's not talk about that right now. That's not the fucking important part here. It's like, you just admitted to a crime.
Yeah. But thankfully the worm comes out, and it's like, because it's getting drowned out, because thankfully we got that GG intellectual backstory about take it away.
Yeah, he talks about back in the day when they were kids with Momo, and Momo's like, why are the earthworms out of the ground like shriveling up? I don't understand. And Gigi's like, well, let me tell you, they breathe through their fucking skin, so when it rains they can't breathe, so they come up, but then the sun comes out and dries them up, and we call that earthworm suicide.
Like, still, all this shit makes sense. Like, with like, I'm like, wow, like, still grounded in reality. Like, it's so clever how they do it. My stupid logic.
My
right?
question is, like, when it rains normally, does this Mongolian earthworm come out of the ground? Like, does he come out?
I don't think so, because when it rains normally, like, it's on like the surface layer of the land.
Sure.
But because like there's that giant hole into its lair, I think that's where the water's leaking, and he's like, oh shit, I'm drowning. Oh god.
You mean where OKARUN and Turbo Mama are stuck at the bottom?
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? It all makes sense.
It all makes sense.
And then like the earthworm is like super smart. It's like hides in the shade, right? But then Momo's like, oh fuck this, chucks a fire truck at it. It's so badass.
Dude, that was the classic horror movie where it's like, we should split up. No, you shouldn't. Like, it just came to like the intelligent decision of like, hey, there's shade right here, I should just hide in the shade. Like, obviously, what are we talking about?
Yeah, and she fucking bamboozled it.
Yeah, by whipping a fire truck at it. I think that all these bystanders are gonna have crazy levels of confusion and PTSD now. Like, what? They saw this giant serpent come out of the ground?
Yeah, who knows? And of course, Earthworm dies, and of course the Keto family gets spit out, and they're still alive. God damn, the freaky, like, pale-skinned assholes. Man, I still like the grandma though.
She's cool. Sick. But Momo's like, oh, you guys are still alive. Like, good for you. Literally, like, good for you. And I'm like, Momo, do you not remember what happened in the bathhouse? Like, what are we talking about? But yes, they survive. They get out. And lo and behold, they say, hey, everything that's coming, it's your fault, Momo. And Momo's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, for some reason, the worm dying triggers the volcano, as per, like, the prophecy.
As per the legends.
So, yeah, I wonder what the explanation for that is. We'll probably find out next episode.
We have to. There's no way they leave that unconnected. I don't know how it would have contained the volcanic eruption. I have no idea.
Honestly, whatever explanation they have, it'll probably still make sense at the end of the day. Hopefully, it's not a leap of logic, right?
Yeah, hopefully there's still the science behind it. Like, I don't know, maybe it was keeping the temperatures down or ingesting some of the magma. Like, I don't know, but they'll come up with something.
Who knows?
They'll come up with something.
But anyways, that's basically episode 3 of season 2, and like, it's a good time.
Yes.
I freaking love DanDaDan.
Yes, I know you love it. I know it's one of your favorite, and it's definitely up there for one of our favorites of the season so far. But yeah, go check out episode 3 of DanDaDan season 2. If you want more in depth of the first 2 as well, check out our podcast episode on it, and we will catch you next week for episode 4.
Yes, and check out the other series we're covering. So later, man. This is Rose Park. Peace.